Hey guys, welcome back to the TohirT channel. TohirT is here. I hope you had a fantastic week. I hope it was fantastic because it's kind of crazy out there. I will not lie to you. I will not name that shall not be named because YouTube actually penalizes some of those creators who use that particular word for the condition that we're currently facing out there. But I think that was a good excuse for me to talk about something that I wanted to discuss, and it was on idea list for me, and it is how can you maximize your time while working from home. I've mentioned in one of my videos before that I think in the future we're gonna slowly transition into the work from home primarily mode. I think the bandwagon of that content is already here. I've seen a ton of articles flying around and being exchanged, at least in my company, on LinkedIn. So I'm just continuing the trend and I'm bringing a couple of my unique points to this conversation. And well, at the end of the day, what we're facing right now is probably a few weeks of work from home, at least here in the United States. We all have to maximize our time indoors and make the most of it. And this is a new normal that we can make work for us as we bring our HQ, so to speak, from the office into the doors of our house. Let's do this.
I would be surprised if they do. Pardon me.
Let's acknowledge the fact that there is still a ton of value and a ton of need in people who do not work from home, who actually are present in the retail space. Whether you are helping people in the grocery store, you're at the spa, maybe you're a mechanic who is fixing a car, there are a multitude of different roles that you cannot just move and shift into the work from home space. There's still a ton of value of working with people in the same space, whether it's your co-workers or co-working space workers, if that's the term. But unfortunately, what I thought will be an evolution where we will slowly evolve into predominantly work from home or co-working style of work, we have to figure out how do we work from home all together, entire companies globally within a very short amount of time. You might have been already stressed by the whole situation about the virus, and now all of a sudden you have to figure out how to remain productive while working from home. Well, in this video I'll talk about 3 tips that I have for you to make the most of that time, to be productive when it comes to this kind of challenging situation. And no, you do not need to buy 10 different pieces of furniture and redecorate the entire place. My tips are way simpler than that. The laptop, maybe a desktop if that's what you need, internet connection, and some cell reception or landline is all you really need. Oh, power. Yeah, you kind of do need power. But with that said, that should be all that you need to make the most of this next few weeks when all of us will spend a lot of time indoors.
I would be surprised if they do. Pardon me.
Number 1, pick the right spot. I know, very obvious, but work from home does benefit greatly from the location that you're in. And yes, the location, what constitutes a good location means that it is comfortable, you can be there for a few hours at a time, there's good internet reception, it's far away if possible from the distractors, all that fun stuff. What I want you to focus on is separating your leisurely area from your work area. It is important to make sure your brain recognizes that when you're in a particular spot, it's leisure time, and when you're in a different spot, it's action time. If I'm on the same sofa where I usually sit, play Xbox, watch movies, maybe just relax and whatever, watch YouTube videos, David Dobrik vlogs or something, my brain will be in shock when I all of a sudden pull up the laptop and try to concentrate on work. It'll be like, hey dude, we're chilling here. What are you trying to do? What do you want? What do you mean we need to concentrate on some Excel spreadsheet? That is why you have to recognize that your brain, your body, your mind, they need the stimuli that really reminds me of that, hey, we are in the action space. It's time to work. You do not have to dedicate the entire area of your apartment or of your studio to that. One chair in one corner is enough, as long as that's the only place where you do work and you do not partake in any leisurely and relaxing activities while you're in there. Do the work, no news, no social media, nothing that will distract you from being productive. I know it's silly, but I had a space at my dinner table, a single chair that I use for work when I'm working from home, and my mind got used to it to the extent that to this day we still have the same dinner table. There's still that chair at the dinner table, and I cannot use it because in my mind this is a space where I sit down and write letters, do the emails, do the modeling, do all the work. And I used to even edit there before I moved my office to a different space where I now have my editing set up. So it helped me to stay focused, and it helped me create that connection that once I'm in the chair, once I feel those objects around me, once I see the view around me, that's it. It's action time, baby.
I would be surprised if they do. Pardon me.
Number 2, set your working hours. Discipline, discipline, discipline. It's so important to be disciplined about the working hours that you set for yourself. I've seen in majority of the cases when the work from home mode failed. It was when the person forgot about how important it is for them to stick to a particular working schedule. You have to stick to it. You have to stick to it 100% of the time, because when you stick to it only 98% of the time, 95 comes in, 80, 75, 64, and all of a sudden you find yourself like leisurely coming out of your bed at 10 a.m., going to grab coffee, starting to work by 1 and ending a few hours later because dinner. When I work from home, I usually work between 7:30 a.m. and about 4:30 p.m. During that time, I do have about 40 minutes or 30 minutes for lunch. I do take breaks to grab coffee, maybe to do even a small exercise, things that just keep me going, things that help me remain energized throughout those working hours. I don't do social media, I don't check news, I don't distract myself with things that I know will shift my focus away of tasks at hand at that given day. Jokes aside, things like healthy snacks help me a lot, because while you're munching on, say, some pistachios or cashews, you both consume brain food, but also it keeps your brain kind of like going. I don't know, maybe because you chew, or just because the whole act of doing that kind of like helps you maintain the moment. And also for me, it's music. When I put my headphones, it's like a Cerebro. It helps me concentrate and focus on a task at hand. If 8 or 9 hour work shift at home doesn't really suit your work style, or maybe the conditions that you're currently facing because maybe the school is closed or you have your kids at home, well, adjust, but still stay diligent to it. It's very easy to slip up once, and once you do it once, you'll continue slipping up. But if you really stay dedicated, if you make the most of that work from home situation, who knows, you might be able to build a business case of sorts to prove to your employer that you can be as productive, if not more productive, while working from home. And there goes savings on the commute, there goes more time with the family, and all other benefits that work from home under normal circumstances brings into our lives.
I would be surprised if they do. Pardon me.
Tip number 3, the social aspect. There is one thing that's very hard to wish away when you work from home. It is the fact that you do not have those water cooler conversations, those casual chats in the hallways of your office. I would, under normal circumstances, suggest that, hey, you should just go to the co-working space or maybe a coffee shop and do some work from there to socialize with other people who are in a similar kind of circumstances. But under current situation, it's way safer for you to stay and work from home. That is why I think you should prioritize phone calls, or if possible video calls, over emails or Slack messages. It's very easy to go back into that office mode where you just like fire away emails in the Outlook or write different messages on Microsoft Teams or Slack, but with that you miss that social aspect. So prioritize picking up the phone when you're joining the meeting, or if you have multiple questions for a single coworker, dial them up instead of just creating a thread in Slack. There are many other ways by which you can also just create a normal casual interaction with some of those team members who you don't usually talk to in the office. And here you are, might even get to know each other through sharing how your day is going, some things that you're working on, or maybe just share things that you're worried about. Use that opportunity, because you might even help someone who is less equipped or ready to jump straight into socializing. They're more introverted, but they still miss a little bit of that social aspect of things. They might be anxious or depressed because of the current circumstances that we're facing. So pick up the phone and give them a call.
I would be surprised if they do. Pardon me.
Did you anticipate you're gonna spend so much time working from home? Were you prepared to do so? And what are other barriers that you see in your way that I can cover in the next video? Share your ideas and thoughts in the section below. I know it's crazy out there. I hope you guys are staying safe, but as one of my former co-workers used to say, in every crisis there is an opportunity. So use that opportunity to test your new skills. Use that opportunity to maybe build a business case why you should be working from home, or help by reaching out to some of your co-workers, creating those new relationships and being that center, that core of your team for the foreseeable future. It is also time for you to experiment. Maybe pick up a new hobby, maybe start learning that language that you just didn't have time to learn, and now all of a sudden you have 1 to 2 extra hours a day saving from the commute that you can leverage to explore new parts of your life. Thank you very much, guys, for stopping by. If you're new to this channel, go ahead, hit the subscribe button, check out the videos in the backlog, and if you're already a subscriber, thank you very much for stopping by. As always, let me know in the comment section below what you thought about this video, and I will see you all next Saturday, 10 a.m. Eastern, on this very channel. Second music recommendation in a row for the outro. I don't know, not my choice, just came across this artist, had to talk about her as well. The lyrics, the message, the tunes. Of course, I'm talking about John 9. John 9 is unique in the sense that she's been around for a few years as an artist. She's relatively big for Jamaica and the region where she's from, and I think she also performs in London, but I just came across her and it still sounds like she's on the crisp of that next breakthrough moment when she's gonna move from the local to the global star. Interesting fact about her, she's a reggae artist with a little bit of that Bob Marley flair. I know some people try to fake it, but she actually naturally has that message and that hardcore with her. She's also a yoga teacher, and she actually combines both when she's on tour sometimes, which is amazing. I've never seen that before. And her Note to Self album is brilliant. Loved it, had it on a loop for a few days, really enjoyed it. And even if you're not a reggae artist, you will enjoy it as well. She also looks a lot like my wife. I don't know, it's kind of a little bit confusing because when I was watching one of her music videos, I saw this face and I was like, I know that face, I know that facial expression. That's facial expression. You finished my drink without telling me, you didn't buy the stuff that you were supposed to on your way home, or you didn't do something else that I asked you and you completely forgot. Yeah, weird. Anyways, John 9, awesome artist, awesome album. Go check her out, wash hands, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.